Hello there and welcome to day number 2, video number 1. Here on your second day, what we're going to do is show you how to set up blog posts and individual pages on your website. Also, we're going to cover some of the most basic concepts of search engine optimization during video number 2 today. So, a lot to look forward to. Again, short videos, only going to take you a couple of minutes to complete the tasks that we're going to outline for you today. So, let's get started. We want to begin on the front page or the dashboard of your WordPress admin. Again, just as a quick reminder, in case you forgot, the way you get to the same page that I'm at now is you type out your web address.com/wp-admin. So after you type out your web address, you just put that /wp, short for WordPress, -admin. That'll bring you to this page. So what we're going to do is head over to this left-hand sidebar again, and when we hover our cursor over the Pages icon, you're going to see some options here, All Pages or Add New. I want to click the Add New option. It's going to bring me to this editor, and on this page I have many different options. I can basically create pretty much anything that my heart desires for this individual page. But let's start out from scratch here. We're going to type out a title. The title of your page, or headline or subject, whatever you want to call it, goes right here in this box. Down beneath we have a larger box here. So within this editor box I have many different options available to me, as you can see. It works very similar to a typical word processing software. If you think of Microsoft Word, for example, whatever I type into this box is going to appear on the page once I'm finished. But as you can see, I can highlight, I can change my font sizes, I can put in bold, I can underline, I can change my font colors. I just have a lot of different options here. In addition to this, I can insert media into my page. So if I wanted to insert an image or maybe a downloadable document or even a video, I have this upload insert option here at the upper left. If I click on this little icon, what's going to happen is a new window is going to open up, and it's going to allow me to upload, locate a picture on my computer. So if I scroll through my images here on my computer, I could double click the upload button here. It's going to grab that picture off of my computer. It's going to upload it to my WordPress installation. If I scroll down to the bottom, now I just grabbed a picture just for an example here. I just grabbed a picture of an automobile. And if I click this Insert into Post button, and I chose medium, I could choose large, full size, medium, small. And then even once I've inserted it, I can do things such as center it, I can kick it over to the left, kick it over to the right, make changes to it, delete it, clicking this little red circle with a slash through it. I have a bunch of different options here, but basically the bottom line, guys, is that this is very intuitive. It works very, very similar to Microsoft Word or just a typical word processor. As you can see, you have all of your editing icons up here on the top. This little icon here on the far right, if you're looking at yours saying, hey, I only have a single line of options, this far right option here, it looks like a little keyboard with multicolored keys. It's called your kitchen sink icon. If I click it, I open up my additional options, or I can collapse it. Okay. So now if we take a quick glance over here on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see that you do not have to make this page live to see what it looks like. A lot of people are concerned, well, you know what, if people come to my website and I'm not done with my website, it's going to look goofy, okay, incomplete pages. But as you can see, we have a save draft option here where I can just save it. Let's say I get interrupted, like say right now you start setting up a page, something pops up, or you just keep following along with the video and don't have time to do this, you want to push it off till later, then you can save the draft so that way you don't lose the work you've already done. But once I've done this, I can click my preview button here, and a new window is going to pop open, and I could take a look and see what my page looks like. Okay, so I could see the text that I entered. Now I didn't save the image, I deleted it. But had I saved that image, then you would see that image on this page as well. So again, this is going to look just very basic and probably quite primitive because you're just now getting started, and that's okay. We're not worried about the look and feel of the website yet. Don't even think about that. Instead, where I want you to focus your energy is on the content and getting familiar with these basic functions and features of the site. If I am happy with the text that I typed out, then I could click the Publish button right here on the right. See here, it's the blue button with the white font. If I click Publish, that is what's going to make it live. Most WordPress themes also come with more than one layout. Okay, so I can click here under Template if I want to change the layout of my site or of my page. And then I publish when I'm done and ready. I'd like you to go ahead and publish a couple of different pages. If you go up to the top here after you've published one, you'll see there's another Add New that you can open in a new tab and set up yet another page. But here's what I want you to do, just so that you get familiar with it. Go ahead and start setting up a couple of pages now and click Publish. Now that you have a basic understanding of the basic publishing function, and again, the way we got to this was Pages, Add New, and we simply filled out title, body of the text, and publish. That simple, just a couple of quick steps. But now what I want to talk to you about is how to make a page search engine friendly. As we mentioned in a previous video, one of the first things that Google sees is the web address of your site, right? They see your domain name. But now once they start crawling the individual pages of your website, what's the first thing they're going to see on a page? Well, usually it's going to be the title of the page or the subject line or a headline on that particular page. So this is an opportunity yet again to tell Google what the content on your website is about. So let's go back to that theoretical Chicago pizza restaurant again. What I would want to do is have at least one page on my site, at least one page, okay, preferably more than one, where I am using my target keyword at the top of my page, in the subject line if possible. Now guys, please understand that this does not mean that you have to name a bunch of pages Chicago Pizza if you're a Chicago Pizza restaurant. You can add other words. So I can name this page Great Chicago Pizza, or add additional words, Chicago Pizza Restaurant, or the best Chicago Pizza restaurant. There's so many different words that I can add to this to make it flow. You do not want to sacrifice readability of actual live human beings in order to cater to an algorithm for Google. Because if you gain better search engine rankings, but you lose your prospects and people visiting your website because it doesn't read well, it doesn't flow, then we've got a problem. We have to strike a fine balance between utilizing our keywords, but utilizing them in such a way that they still flow for human beings. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to name my page. I'm going to try to use my keyword, and we don't want to do this on every single page. If you overdo it, guys, then it has a negative impact. We don't want to saturate our page with a whole bunch of keywords to the point where Google looks at this and says, hey, this is manipulation, this is keyword spam. Stay away from that. We just want to try to sprinkle it in. Just sprinkle in those key phrases. So I'm going to try to utilize my keyword phrase maybe once or twice on this page, throughout the text. If I have a couple hundred words on here, I might use it once or twice. You'll get people that'll tell you, well, you need to, for every 100 words, you need to use it 4%. So you need to use it 4 times for every 100 words. But that doesn't really fly these days. That's not good advice because there's no hard and fast rules like that. I like to just sprinkle them in and focus on the quality and readability of the page instead of trying to overwhelm the search engines with a whole bunch of keyword spam. So we're going to minimize that. Just use it once or twice on the page and then move on. And again, we're going to sprinkle that onto a couple pages. We don't have to optimize every single page to this degree. Let's throw out a couple other things out here for you. At least once on your site, you'd like to put this keyword in either bold, italic, or underline it. Find a good reason to do so, though. We're not just going to do it randomly. Maybe use it as a headline or subheading on a page somewhere where you put it in bold or maybe a larger font. And that's what we call ornamentation. When we do things to that keyword that shows that it stands out from the phrase or the words around it, then Google tends to pay extra special attention to that particular keyword phrase. So maybe put it in bold, maybe put it in some sort of italics or underline or larger font, anything along those lines that draws attention to it. But again, we're not going to do that on every single page, and we're certainly not going to do that every single time the keyword is posted on a page. Just do it once or twice on the entire site, and generally speaking, that should be enough. It's better to be careful and be safe with our keywords and with our SEO than to go overboard. Okay, now what we're going to do is go to our posts option here. We've talked about setting up pages. Now we want to talk about blog posting. And if we see this little posts icon here, just a couple of items above the pages icon, you're going to click, just like we did before, add new, but this time add new post. And you're going to see on this page that it looks very, very similar to the previous editor. And that's because a blog post is pretty much the same thing as a page itself, but just with a dynamic twist. And what that means is your posts are meant to be interactive. At the bottom of the post, people can comment and you can respond to those comments. And that's what Google loves about blog posts. And that's why blogging is so important to your search engine rankings. If you don't have a blog, well, you do now, but you need to make use of it. If you're not blogging, then you're leaving a lot of that search engine juice on the table. Okay, so we want to have that interactive element taking place here. Another difference between a page and a post is that a page is static, meaning that page never changes. Whereas a blog post tends to change, meaning that if I make a blog post today and then I make another blog, it'll show up at the top of my blog post page. But if I make a blog post tomorrow, now that post will be at the top and yesterday's post will be shoved down a little bit. And that just keeps happening, that whatever your most recent content is typically posted at the top of the page and the older content gets shoved down. So it's not static, it changes, it's dynamic. And this has a very significant positive impact on our SEO, having dynamic content and showing Google that you're constantly adding fresh and up-to-date material to your website. Very, very positive. So we make a blog post in the exact same way that we set up a page. We give it a title, a couple of times a month, maybe try to use your keyword somewhere in that title. Again, you don't have to do it all the time. In fact, I do not want you to do it all the time. That's going to have a negative impact. It's overboard. It's going overboard. Now we want to add our content just like we would with a page. And here's the beauty of blog posts. You don't have to write a book. Even a couple of paragraphs with just a quick update is acceptable. Now, we don't want every blog post to be just tiny single or double paragraph posts. No. We occasionally want to have longer blog posts, sometimes shorter, sometimes in between. That's what Google's looking for, is natural content generation. But if you're busy, you got a lot going on, making a short blog post is a heck of a lot better than making no blog post. And just like a page, we click that publish button when we're done and we're good to go. As well as the pages, your blog posts comes with the capability of adding media such as pictures, downloadable documents, links, changing your font colors, sizes, bold, everything that you can do with the page, you can also do here with a post. When you're done, click publish or just save it as a draft if you want to come back and finish it later, and you're good to go. That's it. So what I want for you to do today is set up a couple of sample pages on your site. An About Us page, maybe a services page, tell them a little bit about your services, a Contact Us page. Just get used to setting up these pages. Even if they're not done and ready to be viewed by the public, that's perfectly fine. Just get used to setting up pages. And the same thing with blog posts. Set up a couple blog posts, and when you're done, I want you to click up here at the top where it says Visit Site and actually go to your website and check it out. Take a look at the content and view it through the eyes of somebody visiting your website for the first time, and see what sort of feelings you get from that text. Hide your eyes from the rest of the look and feel of the website because we haven't touched any of that yet. I understand, yes, it's going to be kind of ugly for now, but that's fine. Just look at it for the content, not the beauty of the site yet. We'll deal with that later. You're done with video number 1. Video number 2, we're going to talk about formatting your all-in-one SEO pack, and then you'll be done with day number 2. I'll see you in the next video.